Hey guys, welcome to Galaxy CDs, Rocks, and Flips. If you're new to the channel, my name is Ryan and I am a full-time reseller working out of my home here in the greater Cincinnati area. And this channel is all about my journey as a reseller. I'll share with you some of the things I'm buying, some of the things I'm selling, and some of the things I'm doing as I go through my daily business on eBay. Thanks for stopping by. If you're a repeat visitor, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate it. Today's video is all about Pickin, the Cincinnati Picker. If you're not familiar with him and his YouTube channel, I'll leave a link up above. John is a great guy. He's a longtime YouTuber and reseller here in the Cincinnati area. He recently purchased what should equivalent be 4 storage units. And he's selling some of the stuff on his own eBay store. He's selling some of it at his antique booth. And some of it he has offered up to other resellers as part of wholesale deals. Today was my turn to go out and pick through his storage units. I didn't really shoot much video out there. I'll play a quick clip here of one of the units. This is the double wide that I got most of the stuff that I picked up today out of. There were 2 other smaller units, and I did pick up a few odds and ends out there as well, but it's a massive, massive undertaking. John, I don't envy you at all. I've personally thought about doing storage units on a couple of occasions, and seeing all of the stuff that's in there, even though I know there's a great money-making opportunity, it was frankly a little overwhelming. So I'm not sure I'm going to go down that path. But so John, if you happen to be watching this, again, thank you so much for letting me come out there and go through the stuff. I did pick up, man, I think it was 14 banana boxes and or Rubbermaid totes full of stuff. Mostly books. What did I get? Let me find it here. I picked up, it was about 450 books in total when I got them home and got them all counted. And then there were a handful of other items, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm not going to show you 450 books. We'd be here all night. But it'll be pretty hit or miss. There's a lot of old cookbooks and some contemporary novels and some nature and lawn and garden, landscaping, flower type books that will probably have to be lotted up in groups of 2 or 3 and sold for a very low price plus shipping to get moved. But John took, again, thank you. John took really good care of me. He was selling me the boxes and the tubs for $5 a pop. So it worked out to about 15 cents a book. So I can sell these things pretty cheap and still make a few bucks. There were in those tubs some pretty old books that I haven't had a chance to check the value on, but I think there's probably some pretty decent stuff there. So as I sell through those, I will certainly share them with you, but I didn't want to spend 2 hours on a YouTube video today showing you all that stuff. So we'll kind of see some of that as we go into the future. But I did want to show you a couple other kind of unusual pieces that I did pick up while I was out there. I got this really cool leather, it's a vintage tip-top wallet with Okinawa on it, bifold. It doesn't look like it had ever been used. It had $1 in it, so I'm already $1 to the good on this deal. So John knew that. I don't know why he didn't take the $1 out of it or charge me for it, but in any event, I got a wallet with $1 in it. I'll buy myself a milkshake or something with the buck. But this is really cool. If you're into like vintage Asian stuff, this is already listed on my eBay store on an auction. I think I started it at $19.99. So check that out. I picked up a handful of old Sun Records 45s. These are original. They're not the reissues. These are 1950s era. This one is a Roy Orbison. There were 3 or 4 Jerry Lee Lewis. They're not in super, super great shape, but all the old Sun Records stuff is pretty valuable. So I put these up, I think all of them at auction, just to see what they would do, because they're not in mint or near mint condition. A couple of them I'd probably call acceptable. A couple others are good to very good. So we'll see what they do. I already have a bid on one for $7.99, so that's a plus. I picked up this monster set of vintage Sony DR9 stereo headphones. They actually have individual volume and tone controls on the side. He sold me these for $5. I wasn't sure if they were going to work. They were a little dirty. There's a lot of static, as you would expect from age, in the sliders. I think if somebody took them apart and cleaned those contacts real good, these would work pretty well. I had to drive them pretty hard with the receiver to get enough volume out of them, but they do work. I think I put like 15 or 16 bucks plus shipping on these, something like that. They're listed on my eBay store already as well. They're not fantastic sounding, but they're just really cool old vintage headphones. So if you're into that kind of thing, there you go. So like I said, it was a great experience. It was fantastic to meet John. I've been watching his videos for almost a year now. So it was a lot of fun to finally meet the guy in person and to go through his stuff. And like I said at the beginning, John, I don't envy you having to go through all that. And my offer still stands when you're ready to consolidate them down. If you need an extra set of arms to move stuff, just give me a call and I'll come out and be more than happy to help you get yourself down to 2 storage units instead of 3. With that, I do want to share a couple of things that I've sold since my last video. It's actually been a really productive couple of days here at the Galaxy. The first thing, you may remember a couple of videos ago I talked about the garage sale where the woman had a bunch of books that I bought after the sale for 50 bucks. It was like 170 some books that she sold me for 50 bucks. One of those was this U2.com Music Club edition of their 360-degree tour. It's a tour book, tons of photos. It came with a CD, some cards like bookmarks, and 4 lithographs, one of each of the band members. So I'm into this book for 40 odd cents, and it sold for $44.99 plus shipping. I was hoping it might bring a little more. I put it at auction. Some of them recently had sold for 60 and 70 bucks. I started this at $44.99 and I only got the one bid, but still $45 on something that I own for 40 cents. It almost paid for all the rest of the books that are still sitting in my living room right now, waiting to be listed. So that was a really nice flip. If you watched my haul video from last weekend, you may remember that I picked up a bunch of Blu-rays and some sealed DVD seasons. I sold the first of the sealed DVD seasons, Justified Season 4, went for $14.99. I'm into it for 50 cents, so fairly nice flip. Glad to be moving through some of those. This deal is going to pay for itself. I have another, a used Blu-ray that I put up at auction. It's a Chinese Mulan video, and it looks like maybe it was a TV series over there, but they were really, really rare. There were only 2 listed on eBay, and they were like $100 a piece. I put mine up at an auction starting at, I think, $17.99. It's already up to $22.50 with still 4 or 5 days to go. So I will, when that auction closes, I'll be in the money on that garage sale, and still have essentially 45 DVDs and the 12 books and the rewinder still to go. So that sale's gonna have been really, really good. Here's just a random picture of my cat breakdancing on her new tower. Josie seems to be settling in a little bit. She doesn't want to be far away. Every time I come down here to work, I hear her at the door scratching and meowing. So she seems to be settling in pretty nicely to her new home. Next up, sold this vintage Sony CD player. I picked this up at an estate sale maybe a month ago. I've got, I think, $4 in it. It was the last day of the sale. They had $8 on it. Everything was half off. So I got it for $4. No book, no remote, no box. Still sold for $40 plus shipping. Again, old vintage electronics, especially the brand name stuff, you know, Sony, Pioneer, whatever. If they're in good shape, they can bring really, really good money. This was a really nice sale. $40 out of a $4 investment. I'll take those all day long. And the last thing I want to show you for tonight, I know I keep talking about these train magazines. If you know anybody who has model train magazines that they'd like to get rid of at a fairly reasonable price, most people just want to get rid of them. I've been to several of the model railroad clubs, and they've got more of them than they know what to do with. People just donate them, which is essentially what happened in my case, because I got 5,000 of them for $400. But this sale was essentially 5 years worth of different brands of model railroading magazine. The total sale ended up being just short of $127 plus shipping, and I own that group of magazines for $4.32. Those are the kind of flips that make doing this job worthwhile. I've been doing this, it's coming up on a year already, which is hard to believe. But when I see those things come through, that still gets me excited. I still get a thrill out of seeing the ding and opening that thing up and seeing a big, big sale that I know I made good money on. So thank you again for spending a little time with me this evening. John, again, if you're watching, thank you so much for allowing me to go through the stuff and for hooking me up with all those books. I think it's going to be a really, really good score for me. And I know you appreciate getting all that stuff out of there and clearing out some room. So it's a win-win. If you like this video, do me a favor and click that thumbs up button for me. It helps YouTube know that I'm out here and trying at least to do a good job. And feel free to subscribe, click the bell notification icon so that you get notified every time I do a new video. I'm doing 3, maybe 4 of these a week. Trying not to bury you with videos, but I do want to kind of keep you up to date with some of the cool stuff that's going on here at the Galaxy. With that, if you thought I had a lot of stuff to list the other day, whoo boy, I am buried. My garage is almost full, so I got to get busy. I may not even do the estate sale trips this weekend. I have got tons of stuff to list. So I'm going to get busy. Thanks for stopping by, and now it's time to sell. Thanks, guys.